Hello students, so today we will discuss about SN2 reactions. Okay, we will discuss about SN2. So now let's check out the mechanism how SN2 will occur. By our earlier knowledge, we can say that for SN2 what we need, some strong base we need. Okay, for the reactions to take part in SN2 reactions, first of all it requires some strong base. So now here I am taking cyanide ion, and next the carbon, okay, that is having ethyl group, and next Br, and in above the plane hydrogen, and in below the plane methyl group. Okay, so now this nucleophile will attack on this carbon, okay, and it gives its lone pair. So now already here carbon is having 4 bonds. Okay, so now there is no, in bonding molecular orbitals of carbon, there is no place to accept these electrons. Okay, now for example here what happens, this nucleophile will donate electrons to anti-bonding molecular orbitals of carbon. Okay, so that here what happens, okay, formation of bond will occur in between carbon and the nucleophile. Here is the ethyl group, and breaking of bond will occur in between carbon and bromine. So this is the hydrogen and this is the methyl group. So now here this is a transition state. This is the transition state, highly unstable transition state. Okay, now try to observe the bond angle in between this nucleophile and the carbon. So if we observe the bond angle in between the nucleophile and the existing nucleophile, that is bromine, so here we find it is 180 degrees. Means the nucleophile that is attacking the carbon, exactly it is attacking opposite to bromine. Okay, and it is giving electrons into its anti-bonding molecular orbitals. Now there is a breaking of bond in between bromine and the carbon. So here there will be the formation of bond in between cyanide and carbon. Okay, now so here this is the ethyl group, and next this is the methyl, and next this is the hydrogen. Now here if we observe the configuration, so here it is S configuration of the molecule, here it is the R. Means what we can say is inversion occurs in SN2 reaction. Okay, inversion occurs in SN2 reaction. So now try to observe this transition state. So this transition state is very bulky here around the carbon, it is very bulky. So now from this transition state we will get information is that, so more bulkiness around the carbon, lesser will be the chances for SN2. Okay, if there are more bulky groups around the carbon, so nucleophile cannot attack the carbon, so that lesser chances of SN2 will occur. So now here when we are checking the steric hindrance, so for SN2 what we can say, steric hindrance is the barrier. For SN2 steric hindrance is the barrier. So while checking the steric hindrance, we have to check the steric hindrance of substrate. So here just I am writing alkyl halide, and steric hindrance of the base or nucleophile. Okay, So here you can say just nucleophile, no need to take the base. Okay, we have to consider the steric hindrance of the substrate and the nucleophile. Okay, both should be the less steric hindered, so then the rate of SN2 will be more. For example, here only substrate I am taking, methyl, primary, secondary, tertiary. So where the rate of SN2 will be more? In the case of methyl, the rate of SN2 will be more than primary, then secondary. In almost all in tertiary, no SN2 will occur, or very less amount of products will form. Okay. So now, so if we check the characteristics of SN2, by this two we can say it is a bimolecular, means in the transition state two molecules we are finding, one is the base, one is the substrate. Okay, so nucleophilic substitution bimolecular. And next, rate depends on both the substrate and the nucleophile. Okay, here order and molecularity. You can say as 2. And next, so now in the first step, so now if we check here, transition state is forming and soon the products are forming, means the reaction occurring in a single step and there is no formation of carbocation in the reaction. Okay, so here what we can write, single step and no formation of carbocation. Means no formation of carbocation means rearrangements are also not there. Okay, that is about the characteristics of SN2. So here we have to remember the major barrier for SN2 is steric hindrance. Okay, so for example, here I am writing tertiary alkyl halide, for example, and next neopentyl chloride or neopentyl halide, whatever. Okay, so here the substrate is having higher and higher steric hindrance, very bulky substrate. So here they don't give SN2 because of the steric hindrance of the substrate. Okay, so for example, any base we have taken like tertiary butoxide. Okay, so in this case tertiary butoxide, so negative charge on oxygen. So here for this base it is more bulky, so here also this will not take part in SN2. Okay, actually this will take part in elimination, that we will discuss in the future classes, but here this will not take part in SN2 because of the bulky nature of the base. So whatever be the thing, either that is a substrate or the base, it should be lighter, not bulky. Steric hindrance should be very less. So here what we can write, if steric hindrance is less, chances of SN2 will be more. Okay, so now for example, so here I am writing primary substrate or primary alkyl halide, secondary, tertiary, SN2 and SN1. So here it is primary, so what we can say, there is a major chances for SN2. So primary alkyl halide mostly it will not give SN1 also, it will give SN2 only. And secondary, steric hindrance is somewhat less, so here also you can say SN2 will occur, and here there are the chances for SN1 also. Tertiary means there is no tertiary alkyl halide, no chance for SN2, here only chance for SN1, because alkyl halide is becoming bulkier towards down, so SN2 chances will be reduced. Okay, so here alkyl halide gives tertiary carbocation. So here carbocation stability, we know that tertiary greater than secondary greater than primary, so that is why there are more chances for SN1 towards down. Okay, and next, based on leaving group, so here the rate of SN2 based on leaving group, weaker the base, better the leaving group. So if leaving group is better, it leaves from the substrate very soon, so the rate also will be more. Here fluorine is a very bad leaving group, so it won't leave from the substrate, so rate will be less, so here the rate will be more. And next, based on the solvent, so here generally we will take polar aprotic solvents, so like dimethyl sulfoxide, in short we can say DMSO, and next acetone. Okay, and next what we can say NN dimethyl formamide, in short we can say DMF. So all these are polar, here carbon is having positive, oxygen negative, all these are polar, but they are aprotic, no hydrogen is attached to highly electronegative atom in this, so that's why they are aprotic. So here solvent what we use is aprotic. So if we are taking any protic solvents, there are somewhat less chances for SN2, so always in SN2 solvent we have to take is aprotic solvent. Okay, and next, based on the concentration of the nucleophile, so for example here rate we can write, it depends upon both the substrate, alkyl halide and nucleophile. So if concentration of nucleophile is doubled, the rate is also doubled. And next, temperature at low, so generally substitution reactions occurs at low temperatures. Okay, now for example I am taking here a secondary alkyl halide, and next primary, and next CH3Br. So where the rate of SN2 will be more, CH3Br, because steric hindrance is very less. Okay, so that is information about SN2. So now, why SN2 is more useful and more powerful? So many varieties of compounds can be prepared by using SN2 reactions by taking a single substrate. For example, here I am taking, okay, and next, so here I am taking OH minus, nucleophilic substitution reaction. So what product we will get? Alcohols. Okay, alcohols we will get. And next, so if I have taken alkoxide, so here what we will get? Here we will get ethers. So if we are taking, so here what product we will get here? Here we will get thiols. Okay, and next here if we are taking nitride ion, okay, so here what products we will get? azides. Okay, and next, so here if we are taking RC11O minus, so here what we will get? Here we will get esters. Okay, and next, so here if we are taking any cyanide, so here the substrate we will get are nitriles or cyanides. Okay, as we are able to prepare a many variety of compounds, so SN2 is more useful. Okay, next, check some of the substrate which don't give SN2. Okay, now for SN2 also what should happen? There should be breakage of bond in between carbon and any halide, carbon and halide. So now if there is a double bond character in between carbon and halide, so what happens? It won't participate in SN2. So now when it will occur, so when chlorine directly attached to benzene, chlorobenzene, so here it will take part in resonance, so there will be formation of double bond in between chlorine and carbon. So here SN2 reactions will not occur. And next, any halide that is attached to sp2 carbon, okay, that also, here also the resonance will occur, and here also partial double bond character, so it won't give SN2. Okay, and next here, so now tertiary carbon, it is a tertiary carbon, and next both here Bridgestone along with the tertiary carbon, so here also it won't give SN2. And next, for example, here we have taken fluorine. Fluorine is a very bad leaving group, so here also it won't give SN2. Okay, so these are some of the substrates that won't give SN2. So now let us discuss the comparison in between SN1 and SN2. Okay, all you know that SN1 is a unimolecular and SN2 is a bimolecular. Okay, and next, SN2 carries in multiple steps or 2 steps, and SN1 carries in multiple steps or 2 steps, and SN2 in a single step. So now, so let's discuss what are the major difference that in between SN1 and SN2. So SN1 is a unimolecular, okay, and SN2 is a bimolecular. And next, SN1 majorly 2 steps, so in some cases multiple steps. So but SN2 is a single step, only 1 step. Okay, in case of SN1, carbocation formation will take place. In case of SN2, transition state will occur. And next, so here if we consider rate, so here if we consider rate, so rate directly proportional to what we can write, substrate. So but in the case of SN2, it directly proportional to alkyl halide and the nucleophile. So here the order is 1, here the order and molecularity both are 2. Okay, and next, so now among tertiary, secondary and primary, so which will, where the rate of SN1 will be more, so tertiary rate of SN1 will be more. And next, in the case of SN2, primary rate of SN2 SN2 will be more. So because tertiary is more bulky, so their SN2 will not occur. So now in case of SN1 and SN2, what type of base we have to take? SN1 generally weak base, SN2 generally a strong base. So for example here H2O and here OH minus. Okay, and next solvent, what type of solvent we will take in SN1? Polar protic solvent. In SN2, polar aprotic solvent. Okay, and next, so SN1 is a what we can say, it considers both stereo selective and stereo specific. SN2 is only stereo specific. Okay, now one more thing we have to remember. So in case of SN2, steric hindrance is more, SN2 tends to stop occurring. Okay, so that is a major important point we have to remember. SN2 majorly depends on the stereochemistry of a substrate and the nucleophile or base. Okay, so that's all in the today's lecture. We'll meet you in the next lecture. Thanks for watching.